Hello, my name is Matthew, and the past few days of mine has made me think of a book tag idea. So I've taken off a few days of work this week, uh, specifically to stay at home and read. I've done all my groceries and social obligations, um, just so I can spend as much time at home reading. I wanted to read Pierre and Jean over the weekend, and then more importantly, I wanted to get a running start into Joseph and His Brothers, which is a very long novel by Thomas Mann. And by coincidence, I ended up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania on Saturday and stumbled upon a fantastic independent bookstore which I couldn't spend very much time in. All of that being said, I thought of a few questions or prompts that I thought would be fun and really interesting to hear other people um, what other people's take on it is. So the first question is: you find yourself at the ultimate bookstore, a magical place that has every book you could imagine. Old, rare, out of print, things that are long gone, missing, has every category: fiction, nonfiction, history, poetry, biography, on and on and on. And it's affordable. Anything there you can afford. But you only have an hour. So where do you go? It's a bookstore that's going to have all of your wants, anything you could imagine, but you have 1 hour to find them. So since this just happened to me, I can tell you I had 40 minutes and I went straight to Flaubert and I got two books and I went to Proust. So I stayed in fiction and found three books. So what are the three things that you want in this magical bookstore? Question number two: who is your favorite reclusive character or novel that has a reclusive character? And this can be an antisocial person or a loner, so maybe like a western, or maybe a very claustrophobic novel, like a gothic novel, um, or a book that has like an isolated setting. So for me, I picked three books. Against Nature by Hausman. I've mentioned this a few times now. It's this esthete that spends an entire novel. It's nearly a novel with only one character, spending all of his time decorating his house, basically, and it's great. Oblomov, that's how you say it, by Gonkorov. Show you. It's a Russian novel. I think it's about halfway through the book before he even gets out of bed. And then a book that's claustrophobic and isolating, and that would be The Castle by Kafka. Um, Not everybody's cup of tea. I found it very funny, in probably places that it shouldn't be. But isolated, claustrophobic novel. So with a week off, what are you reading? So you're not on an island, you're not dying, the house isn't burning down, but just right now, you're in a situation where you don't have family obligations, you don't have work obligations or social obligations, nothing. You're just going to be in a very pleasant place for a week, and you can spend your time at your leisure reading what you would like. Right now at this moment. So what are you picking? Um, for me, since I just took off work to do this, um, Joseph and His Brothers is my obvious pick. But the two other, if I wasn't reading Joseph and His Brothers, um, it would have been something by Anthony Trollope. I wanted to take part in Steve Donahue's Lonely Trollops and read The Way We Live Now. I'm not going to be able to follow along because I have my other obligation and I don't read that fast or have that much time. But something by Trollope, and I've been wanting to read Livy, and so if I had 5 days off, that would be a great time to read Livy. Question number 4, or prompt number 4. What do you actually end up reading? So, when you go in and you're planning that these are the things that you're going to read, but at the end of the day, what are the things that are diverting your eye? And I have that as well. So when I was at that independent bookstore picking up these Flaubert Bear letters and Proust letters, in the evening, when, not that it's homework, but when I probably should still be reading my Joseph and His Brothers, I've been enjoying myself reading Flaubert, the correspondence between Flaubert and Turgenev. But the thing is, I also, if I wasn't reading Joseph and His Brothers, and I wasn't reading Trollope or Livy, what would I actually be reading? And where is it? At this point, I probably would be going back to Sentimental Education by Flaubert. And these letters have really inspired me to read more Turgenev. I have 2 copies of things I haven't read. Spring Torrents by Turgenev, and I'll say Rudin, which I really would have been a joy to spend a couple days with those books. And those are the prompts that I came up with. And I wrote down, because I'm always terrible about tagging people, but I wrote down just a bunch of people that I like, not everybody that I like, but if you think this is interesting, I know that I would be very interested to hear what you think, and I would just rattle off a whole bunch of people. Amy from A Dusty Bookshelf, I'm not sure how often she does tags. Alan Morton, Brian from Book Wanting, Brian from Bookish, Steve Donahue, Jason Harrigan from Byways and Bookland, Lukash from Totally Pretentious, Peg from A History Shelf, Roz from Scally Dandling About the Books, Jack from Rambling Rock Contour, Richard from Richardson Reads, and Noah from Everyone Who Reads Must Converse. Let me know if you think this is a good idea. I don't know. Leave a comment if you'd like, and thank you for watching.